the service, generosity, connecting kind of happiness that actually strengthens our telomeres. So there's a bit of science to support what we know for thousands of years from the wisdom teachings of the world. And I want to turn over to George, if you something you'd like to add.
Yes.
Before we open up.
And we already taught a class already, and between that class and this class, I realized I've done a lot of volunteer work in my life that I forgot to claim. So I'll claim some of that now. For 6 years, I lived in the Cambridge Insight Meditation Center, and so I volunteered there as a practice leader. So I would, we sat Monday through Fridays, 7 o'clock in the morning, and then 6 in the afternoon and the evening. And so I was a volunteer, so I would do volunteer stuff at the center. And the other job I had was we would get requests from different organizations for someone to come in and teach meditation. It could be a business, it could be a juvenile home, or it could be like one of my friends, she worked at a school where a lot of children that have been abused physically or sexually would go in, and I just did a lot of volunteering at the meditation center, and as a result I learned how to present the teachings in a way that was language so people could hear it. But at the time I was volunteering, I didn't have that in mind. And then when I got into recovery about 35 years ago, I did a lot of volunteering, going into hospitals and institutions and sharing my experience, strength, and hope with people around having a substance abuse issue. And then there was a place, Trudy might remember this place, it's called Interface. It was this group of people got together and they said, well, we're going to have this alternative learning center. And so they'd have classes Monday through Friday at night sometimes, but on the weekends they had workshops. So in those days, before some of the folks like Deepak Chopra and Bernie Siegel, John Kabat-Zinn, I'm probably leaving some people out, but a lot of people would come to this place from all over the world and teach, and I was a volunteer there. So I get to hang out with folks, and sometimes I'd pick people up, but I set up rooms. But I had so much joy, and I learned so much from that volunteering. And then fast forward to when I started working with sports teams, my roommate from college, he was coaching the men's basketball team at BC. And so I volunteered with them for that whole season. I just said, I wasn't working, and I volunteered. And that turned out to be a job. They actually paid me for that year, and then it ended up doing more work. And encourage people who are learning something, especially people who want to teach meditation.